2 weeks ago, I put out a top 25 or a top 10 based on merit without any preseason bias, no preseason bias, just based on what they have accomplished this season in the eye test, who they've beaten, that kind of stuff. I said this would be my top 10. So I adjusted it this week, and I spent like an hour this afternoon making this graphic. I was really proud of it. This is my top 11 and one most frustrated. I like that because so Reed and Rustin, tell us, why is number 12 in red? Why are they the one most frustrated?
What I just said about Michigan. They're going to get left out, and some mediocre team is going to take their spot.
Exactly. So this, if I were in charge of the top 11, because that's all that matters. Listen, top 10 doesn't matter. It's the top 11 that matter. That's the one that matters. So I'm going to do this every week for the rest of the season. But if I were ranking the teams, this is how I would rank them. Number 1 would be Texas, because in my opinion, they still have the best overall win in college football this year, and that was against Michigan. That was a top 10 win at the time. Still looks a top
better.
15 win.
Yeah, looks better after Michigan beat USC this week as well.
Yep,
absolutely. Georgia had a great win over Clemson, and Clemson is continually making that win look better. They beat Appy State by 46 points. They beat NC State yesterday very handily. Of course, NC State didn't have their starting quarterback. I get that. But that was a good win. And the more I've thought about it, I actually think I should flip-flop 2 and 3, because of all the schools on this right here, the only school on the screen that has 2 top 25 wins are the Big Orange.
Has not trailed also.
That's a great point. They have not trailed in a game yet this season. That's a fantastic point. We just crossed over 700 viewers. We're glad all y'all are joining us across all 3 platforms. We appreciate it. So Tennessee, based on merit alone, should be at least number 3 in the country, because they're the only team with 2 top 25 wins, one of which was a top 15 win on the road. Tremendous what they're doing. Outscoring opponents like 8,000 to 18 now, or something like that. So I mean, or 28, I guess. So just incredible what they're doing. Number 4 would be Miami. They have 3 FBS wins, 1 against a Power 4 team in Florida. Number 5, Alabama, 2 FBS wins. Number 6, and the reason Miami was ahead of Alabama was because a common opponent, South Florida, Miami beat way worse than Alabama did. And Alabama had them at home. Miami was at their place. And so, very impressive win by Miami. Ole Miss at number 6, just beating the snot out of everybody. Now they haven't played anybody yet, but they have done what they're supposed to do in those games, and very much so taking care of business. Number 7, Ohio State. And people are like, oh, well, that's too low. They're better than that. Probably, but you have to prove it on the field. Yes, they have 3 FBS wins, but it's over Akron, Western Michigan, and Marshall. And Marshall gave them all they wanted for a whole half yesterday. So until they prove it on the field, until Ohio State actually plays somebody, it's hard to put them up any higher than the people who actually have played somebody. Number 8, Utah. 2 FBS wins, one of which was a top 15 win. The only reason they're not ahead of Ohio State is because I think we could all agree, based on looking at the 2 teams, Ohio State would beat Utah if they played each other. Number 9, Michigan. Their only loss is to number 1 on this list. And they have a top 15 win as of yesterday. So, I mean, it's hard not to put them still in the top 10. Oregon, number 10. Sorry, Darth Ducky, I got you at number 10. Their only quality win is the team over a team who is just now this week ranked number 25 in the country, and that was Boise State. And that was only a 3-point win. Darth Dougie said I would go lower, actually. Number 11, Louisville. Louisville has beaten Georgia Tech and Boston College. They are playing very well. And then number 12, the one most frustrated, Penn State. Penn State's only quality. I mean, they did beat Bowling Green just barely, but their main quality win was at Morgantown, West Virginia, and so I'm giving them props for that. But if I were making the top 11, because that's top 10 doesn't matter, it's the top 11. So this week's top 11 and one most frustrated is that right there.